Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. You are getting all angles of my studio, trying to avoid the glare on my glasses. So I think this space might work. So there's the door coming in. You are right now where my pregnant belly is, and this is where some of my supplies are. And my workspace is here and here. We usually play right there. And so yeah, this is a whole nother angle. So this video is about some supplies. I'm sure that I forgot some supplies, or they were not in my face. I can think of glue dots right now, tacky glue, some of the E6000, some of the adhesives that I didn't touch on. I use Mod Podge most of the time, which I did touch on in this video. So anyway, check it out. If you have questions, let me know. And all comments are welcome. I say that bravely. All comments are welcome. Thumbs up, thumbs down. If it's a thumbs down, tell me why. I am going to include some Amazon links for the tools that I am explaining during this video. So hopefully that will help. Always research the supplies, make sure it's exactly what you would like. I am here for inspiration and suggestions only, so do your own research on that. I think that's it. Amazon links, comments, playlists. I'm still creating playlists. I'm okay with that. It'll just take a minute. So all right, we are not going to create on the table today, but we are going to visit and have some tool explanations. So, see you on the table. Good morning. You guys are going to help me clean my studio today. And as I put things away from my crazy work area, we're going to talk about them. So the first thing that's on my desk right now is the Super Sculpey, which is a clay-like. It comes in a lump like this. It's quite pliable until you bake it. And this is what we have been using for making the faces, the little faces for the spirit dolls. Okay, so I have the Sculpey here, and this is the mold that I've been using for the faces. Put that away. This is the Mod Podge that I use. This is a matte Mod Podge. I find it not as sticky as the gloss. Always artist's choice there. I do buy it by the gallon. It comes by 2 ounces, 8 ounces, I don't know after that. So I go ahead and buy it by the gallon. This is a blending sponge. It is a makeup sponge. You can get them at the dollar store relatively cheaply, or you can go to a makeup store and pay way too much. Once again, artist's choice. This is pink soap. This is what I use to wash baby Blue when she decides to stay out all night. Okay. This is clear gesso. This is wonderful for adding a bite or a grab or a tooth to a piece and still letting the focal point shine through, come through. So there's that. This is the another gesso. This is a black gesso. This is very fun for dark backgrounds. Here again, it's chalky and it has a grip or a bite to it. Here's Stays On ink. This is a permanent ink that I use with my rubber stamps. This is a cutting mat. This is what I do all my cutting on with my X-Acto. Nice and grungy. All my tools are nice and grungy. Well loved. And I just get the replacement blades at a hardware store. They're cheaper at a hardware store than they are at a craft store. I've had that for a long time, obviously. Here's some white gel pens, Uniball, and Jelly Roll. It's always a risk with the gel pens. This is a Sharpie white paint pen. This is water-based. I also have oil-based, so it's just a matter of playing with those. This is a fine white marker, Mitsubishi Pencil Company. It's all in Chinese. It's also a uniball, it looks like. All right, let me put all this stuff away and then we will carry on. Okay, let me throw out a little bit of gratitude this morning that you guys are helping me clean my studio. Oh, you guys are amazing. So this is 5 pounds of rice that I use for holding things down while they're drying. A ruler. This is a piece of plastic, probably from some packaging or a salad container or something like that. These are all different kinds of palette knives, which are very fun to play with. This is a rollerball black pen. I love these for markings. Another white paint pen. This is a blending tool, a blending stub. These are our precious Stabilos 8046. These are absolutely good to the very end, obviously. This is a soft pencil. Thank you, Dana. This is a 6B. This is good for blending as well. Black masking tape. Use that to hold our books together sometimes. This is a very coarse grit sandpaper that I use for sanding backgrounds. Love that. This, look at this. This is a brand new, to me, piece of Teflon. It's a Teflon sheet. It's a great workspace. You can wash it, wipe it down, keep it clean, and you can keep it for a while. So I've had my last one for quite a while, and for this video, I put a brand new clean one on. All right, let's peek at acrylic paints. These are fluid acrylic paints. This is a soft body. This is more of a heavy body in the tube. This is a craft acrylic, very cheap and diluted. They all have their purpose, that's for sure. These smear around with the credit card easily. And these are lovely with the palette knife. And the palette knife is also good with the texture paste. I have a little bit of texture paste left in here, not very much. And that we make with baby powder and gesso and Mod Podge. I do have a video on that. All right, here's some bubble wrap that we use for texture and energy in the backgrounds. So we just paint some acrylic on here and then stamp it onto our page. I have some different spray inks here. Distress Spray ink, which is just a kind of a diluted spray, adds an all-over color. Delusions has some fun spray inks as well. These are definitely more concentrated than the Distresses. This is the Delusions Shimmer Spray. This has mica in it, so you have to shake, shake, shake it, and then hope that it sprays out. So these are the Lindy sprays, and these do come in powder form, and then you add water to them. These spray a lot easier than the Delusions. Here's our Distress inks. I have Distress inks that are a little bit more translucent, and the Distress Oxide, which are more opaque and chalky. Both of those are really fun to play with. So this is a sewing pattern. This is great for rubber stamping on and for calming down overactive backgrounds. If you put Mod Podge down first and then the sewing pattern and then Mod Podge, they become very, very translucent, almost transparent. These are the color pencils that I use, the Prism colors. Napkins are always fun. You need to pull it down to its first layer. Some napkins are trifold, some are tri-ply, double ply, tri-ply, and you just want to take the napkin down to the very first layer. And an easy way to do that is to put some tape on this finger and tape on this finger, or a little bit of Mod Podge on each finger, and just grab it by the corner, and then it will stick to those two fingers and it will pull apart. Here again, if you put Mod Podge down and then if you put Mod Podge down, napkin down, then this becomes very translucent and then you can just see the image, which is really fun. And the leftover can be used for texture or calming things down. It will become very translucent as well, almost transparent. So we throw nothing away. Sorry to tell you that. Okay, this is how I buy my white acrylic because I use a fair amount of that. This is the gesso, which I buy by the bucketful. That's a chalky feel, covers things up very well, gives the surface that bite that the gesso does. Here is a gift card or a credit card that we use for smearing paint around. These are chalk pastels. Chalk pastels come in a couple of different forms. That's a little square, and then they also come in a stick like this, or a pan pastel like that. Very fun to play with. Our distress crayons. These are a Ranger product. These are fun to play with. These are oil pastels. These will smudge also if they are on like a sealed area, say with Mod Podge. These are gelatos. These are very fun to play with as well. Lots of colors. They smudge and smear very nicely. What do we have in here? Oh, washi tape, paper tape. Very, very fun to play with as embellishments. Okay, I hope I don't repeat myself too many times, but if I do, fast forward through it. All right, this is a Crop-A-Dile 2. It is a hole punch. It has two different size hole punches, 1/8 of an inch and 3/16 of an inch. And then it also installs eyelets, 1/8 of an inch and 3/16 of an inch. Now this one has quite a range, so you can go deep into a page and install eyelets or punch holes. So that's the Crop-A-Dile 2. So I assume that this must be the Crop-A-Dile 1, although it does not say that on there. It says memory keepers. This is also an eyelet installer on this end. It has the two different sizes, just like the Crop-A-Dile 2. And then it has a hole punch on this end and a hole punch on this end, same size as the larger Crop-A-Dile. So there's the little hole punches there, and there's the eyelet installer there. All right, this is a rivet gun, and I have two rivet guns. Basically the same. This one says I can deal with it with one hand. I don't know. I don't know that that's necessarily true. It does have different sizes here for the different rivets. All right. So what you would do is I have a rivet here, and this rivet is 1/8 of an inch, which I find that best for our books. And then you also need a backup plate, and they are sold separately. Okay, you do need both pieces. So you'll take the rivet and you'll poke it in that hole, then you'll put your page there, or whatever that you've poked a hole in, and then put the plate on the back of the rivet, or chase it around on the table, doesn't matter which. So your page is between there, and then you will apply pressure in the handle as much as you can. This will pull through and it will fasten onto the back plate, and it will not come out of your page. It'll be firmly installed, and this will break off. All right, so that's another fun tool that we use. This is a corner cutter. This is called a zutter. Round it all, and you would just put a piece of whatever in there, and it rounds the corner. They no longer make this. I believe Crop-A-Dile makes a corner cutter, so you might want to look into that. I have some magazines here. Everybody always wants to know, what do we use for the focal points? Well, anything I can get my hands on, really. So this is a brand new juxtapose, and so I would go through here and cut images out, tear them out, and reassemble them so that they would become my artwork. This is high fructose. Now, juxtapose and high fructose are both lowbrow art. Okay, so they are a little bit different than the Somerset. This is a Somerset Studio, not one of the ones that I am published in, or Patricia. And you can go through here, more whimsical. I've already been through here. So this is a bit more whimsical than the other two. So you can go through here and rip things out and cut things out and reassemble them into your books. This is the duct tape, D-U-C-T tape. It can be found in your plumbing or heating area in your Home Depot or hardware store. It has an adhesive on the back, nice and shiny on the front. We cut this into pieces and make a faux metal finish. Very, very fun. So we've touched on a lot. I'm sure that there are still some things. Oh, I want to show you this. These are my circle makers. They are just paper towel roll. This circle maker here, and then the little cut area here. This is a bubble maker. There is a video on bubbles. So that's that. That is totally enough from me. Go create, go play, go have fun.